it wouldn't be buffering every 10 seconds. So if you're watching this on replay, we started the weekly Q&A, and my internet just decided it didn't want to work, and it completely went down. But we're back, we're online, and I do apologize. So here we are. Let's break into all the biggest news. Hopefully everybody's going to find their way back. Thanks for coming back and joining us. And I will dive into the biggest questions. But as I said earlier, lots of news happening today. We learned that Hulu is discontinuing all support for DVRs and more out there, so that now DVRs, DVD players and Blu-rays. So if you use DVD players or Blu-rays, you're unfortunately going to have to find a different device to do that with. So just keep that in mind. Roku's are on sale for $24 right now. The Apple or the Amazon Fire TV Sticks on sale too if you need a cheap one. I think we're just kind of coming to the point where DVD players and Blu-ray players as streaming devices are just not what people are going to be using in the future. It's just unfortunate. It's the truth that's just not the medium people are going to be using to watch TV. So Hulu is pulling the plug on that and going from there. But yeah, let's talk about all kinds of cord cutting related news, what you want. As you can see, I'm not in my home office. We are traveling, which unfortunately is the reality of it. Sometimes when you're traveling, things don't work perfectly. So we'll just have to do our best with what we have. But yeah, if you have any related questions, please let me know. What's in my opinion, the Amazon Fire TV Recast DVR? The Amazon Fire TV Recast DVR is a good DVR. The only downside to it is it does not have any support for basically non-Amazon streaming players. So no Apple TV, Android TV, or Fire TV support. That's my main holdup with it. Other than that, it's very good. If you're completely sold out into the Fire TV ecosystem, definitely go that way. Luke, can you lay us more on the AT&T streaming service? I haven't read anything yet. So AT&T actually has two different streaming services in the works right now. One is a thin version of DirecTV, which is kind of weird because they're pushing it like, hey, we have all these people who couldn't get DirecTV. Now with this thin version, they can. But I thought that's what DirecTV Now was. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that and see which one, what they're doing with that. So it's a thin version of DirecTV that will, I guess, compete with DirecTV Now. I don't know. It's coming out later this year. The AT&T is also coming out with a Netflix-like streaming service that'll be built off the Time Warner services. When AT&T's CEO of communications posted or talked today about being revolutionary, I'm seeing differing reports. Some people are saying this is about the on-demand service, the Netflix-like service that's coming out later this year, built off the Time Warner content. I've also seen other people report that this would be about the Time Warner thin version of TV. So unfortunately, I can't tell you which one it's about because I wasn't there. We'll have to wait until we can get maybe a transcript of his comments and go from there. But yeah, those are the two AT&T streaming services coming out later this year. When Disney Plus comes out, will Hulu be bundled? No, but there is talk of a big bundle option where you could add Disney Plus to Hulu. We do know that Disney Plus and Espn Plus are coming as add-ons to Hulu. But they've hinted at the possibility of a discounted price, but we haven't heard anything yet on it. NYC says, in your article shared from your website a few hours ago regarding the HD Homerun that connects your TV, can you help me understand if this is similar to the Channel Master? It is similar to the Channel Master. So HD Homerun has always been a network media device that streamed your antenna over your network. If you wanted the DVR in the past, though, you needed to also have a third-party device to be the DVR, a media server, NVIDIA Shield, etc. Now this new device is an all-in-one DVR in a single box with HD Homerun hardware, and HD Homerun software, and an internal hard drive to make it a DVR. So it does work a lot like a DVR, very similar to a Tableau DVR or a Channel Master DVR. Do I subscribe to any music streaming services? Yes. I do have the Amazon Music right now. Chris says, is he chopped liver? I probably just didn't see your comment, Chris. There are over 100 people in here right now. We just started 4 minutes ago, so chat's flying by. And if I don't answer your comment right away, and because I'm talking about something else and it scrolls by, re-ask your comment. I'll do your question. I'll do my best to answer as many as I can. Please understand, as I answer one question, Chris, it's very possible I miss another. So re-ask your question. I'll do my best to answer them. Evan says he does not regret buying the HD Homerun anymore since my final start. The pre-order now. What are my thoughts on the new unit? I did see the new all-in-one DVR from HD Homerun earlier this month or earlier this year at CES, and I was very happy about it. It definitely addresses one of the main concerns I had about the HD Homerun, which was the lack of an all-in-one option. It was not nearly as easy for multiple devices out there, for many users to set multiple devices to be a DVR when they could buy a Tableau or TiVo or Channel Master and have one device that does it all. Now that HD Homerun's offering that option, I think that's a great feature there. Are there any apps other than Philo and Pluto TV that work in the channel guide with the PlayStation or Fire TV Recast? I believe PlayStation View does. Somebody correct me if I'm mistaken, but I believe PlayStation View works in the Fire TV inside the guide there. That will put like your logos from your antenna into it there. Somebody leave me a comment if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure PlayStation View last year added that feature. Who has better picture quality, YouTube TV or PlayStation View? They both offer very good picture quality. I think for the average person, you're not going to notice a difference. I think YouTube TV is now at 100% 60 frames per second, which is a little cheating, and I'll explain in a moment. And PlayStation View has many of them at 100% or 60 frames per second, but not 100%. Now, not all channels really broadcast in 60 frames per second. Some of the content out there is not. So keep in mind that they that just because YouTube TV is broadcasting at 60 frames per second, the content they're showing is not necessarily at 60 frames per second. Just keep that in mind. Yes, Fox Sports will stream the Women's World Cup in 4K on their Fox Sports app. Of course, if you're a Fubo TV subscriber, you can watch it in 4K inside the Fox Sports app, inside your Fubo TV app. No need for the Fox Sports app. What's the binge-worthy shows on CBS All Access? If you're a Star Trek fan, a lot of people tell me the new Star Trek shows are good. So, but does Walmart have any antennas? Yes, Walmart has several antennas. They have RCA antennas, Mohu antennas, Antennas Direct, I believe, also. I think that's just a handful of the antennas out there. All right. Fire Stick or Roku, which do I prefer? I think they're both good. There was a time and an age where you could say one had some services that the other doesn't. That's kind of going away now with YouTube and YouTube TV coming to Fire TV sometime this year, Apple TV coming to Roku and Fire TV sometime this year. Really, this argument of which one's better really came down to who had the apps. Now, for at least the top 99% of apps that Corker like to use, Apple TV, Roku, and the Fire TV all now pretty much have all the apps or will soon have it. So keep that in mind. So I really can't say which one's better. It really comes down to personal preference of which device you like more. Which antennas at Walmart are better? Really, I think they're all great. The RCA, the Mohus, the Antennas Direct, there's another brand there. Just make sure you do your research and see what kind of antenna you need. Because, for instance, if you need an outdoor antenna, if you buy an indoor antenna, no matter the brand, you're not going to be happy. But if you do your research, to figure out how far away you are from nearest transmitters, and then buy the right type of antenna, you'll be all set. Bradley, I don't understand your question about Chromecast. Can you let me know a little bit more context? Stefan says, I cut the cord about a month ago and went with YouTube TV. I did have to keep my Wi-Fi, and the company jacked up the price on me. Shop around is my number one recommendation. Look between cable and DSL if you can. Hopefully more and more antennas or internet providers hit market soon, allowing you to have more competition. But shop around, even if you don't intend to switch internet service providers. If you have cable and know what the DSL company is offering, and when you call cable and say, hey, your competitor is offering me $50 less for a similar speed. Is there anything you can do? You'd be surprised. More often than not, they meet it, but not always. They won't always meet it. That's where I go into the, hey, I'm just going to switch mode and save money. So shop around. Will I need to purchase a specific DVR, such as a tableau, for each TV? No. So remember, first of all, streaming services like YouTube TV do include a DVR. I use YouTube TV because we talked about YouTube TV. Many of the DVRs out there, like the Tableau DVR you mentioned, are whole home DVR. So you plug your antenna into the Tableau DVR, you connect your Tableau DVR to your home internet, and then it streams out to all the devices in your home, all your Fire TVs, Rokus, Apple TVs, etc., and to phones and tablets and more. So that's a great thing of a Fire TV Recast, a Tableau DVR, and more, is the fact that it's a one solution for all your TVs. Paul says, on ESPN Plus, how does the UFC pay-per-view work? Just like it worked before, except through ESPN Plus, and it's, I believe, this similar price. I haven't heard anything about discounts. Why do streaming services like DirecTV Now have a hard time with communication? I don't know. You really think that they could do a lot better job with their PR? That's been one of my biggest complaints about many streaming services. They do cool things and then they don't tell anybody about them. All right, so keep your questions coming. Don't forget that we're giving away a Fire TV Recast DVR, a Fire TV Stick 4K, and a $100 Netflix gift card. Go over to CoreCarsNews.com. The top story on CoreCarsNews.com right now is how to enter. You don't have to do all the options. It gives you many options, like leave a comment, follow us on social media, and more to subscribe to us. Now, you do not need to do all of them. The more you do, the more entries you get. But if you'd like a chance to enter to win a Fire TV Recast, a $100 Netflix gift card, and a Fire TV Stick 4K, head over to CoreCarsNews.com and check it out. Is the Roku app for phones supposed to show any streams on the phones directly or not? I thought I read that they're supposed to stream the Roku channel itself. I believe the Roku channel is coming out with its own app separate. The Roku app is just about mostly controlling your Roku and casting things to your Roku player. Luke, we're on the let me go up. We're on the horizon for any type of antenna. Atlanta are both about 60 miles away, so they're over the horizon. Are there no transmitter towers closer in Georgia? I don't know, but 60 miles away, assuming there's no massive hills or, you're not, it's on the other side of Atlanta with the big towers there, should be within the range of an outdoor roof-mounted antenna. So you may want to think about trying a roof-mounted antenna, but without knowing, unfortunately, I don't know exactly where you live, and it's impossible for me to say if there's any closer ones out there to you. But I would do your research and maybe look into it. Luke, do you think Philo will ever bump picture quality 60 frames per second? Most of the channels Philo carries don't broadcast in 60 frames per second. Always remember, most cable networks are in 30 frames per second or so. It's because 60 frames per second are usually reserved for like sports and news ones, where if you're just watching The Walking Dead, 30 frames per second for most people is fine. So just keep that in mind. Can you stream HD Homerun streams to remote locations? Yes, you can. There's some limitations. Make sure to read the FAQ about it at HD Homerun's website. All right. Elliot, when you say you're having trouble with the number of streams of DirecTV Now, what do you mean? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Corey asks, is there any news about Sunday Ticket other than DirecTV? There is reports that the NFL and AT&T are in negotiations for Sunday Ticket. The NFL wants to pull those rights back and resell them. But we have nothing new, though we do expect anything at any time now. Very possible AT&T keeps them. Very possible that it switches to another provider. And the info has kind of talked about how they want to have it available for a whole bunch of services. Instead of just giving it as an exclusive for one service, it'll be available for multiple. Which OS do I prefer, Roku or Amazon? I think they're both great. I think they both have negatives, and I think they both have positives. If you, all right, try to give me some more, when you ask a question, please try to be as detailed as possible. Like, I cannot see NBC Live. Could you tell me more? I'm not sure I fully understand it. Comcast is offering me $400 down for $65 for their live, with their live instant TV service. Upgrade to 100 gigabytes for, or 1 gigabyte service for $10 more. Just be careful about all that. For instance, probably a promotional rate. For their live TV service, Comcast's live TV, instant TV is basically just local. So instead of paying for it, I would recommend you check if you have an antenna. That way you're just paying for internet and that you get it even cheaper. So check that out. Have I experienced a lot of crashing on PlayStation View and Roku? I have not really. Any recommendations for an omnidirectional antenna? For an outdoor, the Mohu Sky is a pretty good omnidirectional one. I'm going to get DirecTV box for my 2003 Sony VCR split. That's pretty cool. Let me know how that works out for you. Will we do a video review of the new Apple TV OS when the new features come out? Yes, we will do an updated review of the Apple TV when the new features hit later this year. I heard a rumor that Amazon is trying to break into streaming live TV. Have you heard anything? There was a report from a Canadian network that that's what they were doing. Amazon very quickly came back and said, no, we're not getting into like into a Sling TV, Hulu Live TV, etc. situation. What they are bringing to Canada is Amazon Channels, which is a service that allows you to manage your subscriptions to things like CBS All Access and more here in the States. Now, not all the services in the United States will be available in Canada, but you will be able to manage your subscriptions to multiple services there online. Hulu has a ton of content that airs on ABC, NBC, and Fox the next day. The other thing is you could always get something like YouTube TV, PlayStation View, Hulu, or DirecTV Now and get your locals that way, to name a few. Michael or Michelle, I'm sorry, I'm not sure how butchering everything today. I wish I could make fonts bigger. Too much TV ruins my eyes. You can go into your browser and increase the size of the zoom on your browser, whether that be Chrome or Firefox, etc., and now make the text in the chat larger. Nathan, thank you for the $1 donation. Doesn't sound like a lot, but those little donations really add up, and we really do appreciate it. Hey, I see a lot of new people here. Sorry, we are traveling. I'm on vacation for the next week or so. This is the only video I'll be shooting, or the only live Q&A I'll be doing here. Next week will be somewhere else. But hang in here with me as we're on vacation here traveling, which means the video may not be perfect. Mike says, my wife and son says I'm addicted to Corker's news. How can you help with that addiction? No need to fix that addiction. Nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Great friendly quality entertainment here. I may be biased though, I won't lie. Thank you, Nathan. Sling TV screen would always get a black screen for like 20 seconds, then crash. If you're having that issue, Matt, I would contact Sling TV, let them know you're experiencing crashes, and see if they can help you. NBC Live News, every time I try to watch, no content comes up. That's kind of weird. Typically, they run between 3 p.m. and 11 p.m., so I'm not sure you're not watching it during 3 p.m. and 11 p.m. It's a new service. They may be having some bugs to work out. NYC says, thanks for making Corker's News a positive place on YouTube. We try. We really do try to admin it and keep it positive. Will Pluto TV's Viacom channels continue to be updated with new content? I would fully expect them to continue to rotate content on the new channels from Viacom on Pluto TV. I mean, I'm not going to expect stuff that aired last night to suddenly appear on Pluto TV this morning, but they will continue to bring more and more content there. Here is a non-Corker question for you. Where did you get the shirt that you are wearing? This one? I don't know where I got this one. I can't remember if I got this at Amazon or if I got this at the Under Armour outlet store. Is ESPN Plus is ESPN Plus buffering during UFC at the end for anyone? I have not had any issues with ESPN Plus buffering. If you have, let me know. Any insider info or gut feeling on the future of Pluto TV? Right now, I think Pluto TV is going to continue the way it is. They were very, very clear that they intend to keep it free. The big thing they've announced for Pluto TV is they intend to continue to roll it out nationwide or worldwide. So keep an eye on it. Matt says he's tried every service, and to him, PlayStation View or YouTube TV are the best. Yeah, it really comes down to personal opinion, but they're giving you what you want. That's awesome. All right, keep those questions coming. I have Spectrum streaming service and internet for $90 a month. That's cheaper than DirecTV and Spectrum internet together. Well, that's great, Bobby. If it's working for you, that's a great feature. All right, so keep those questions coming in. I'm going to do this for about 10 more minutes, and then we're going to call it. Unfortunately, I do apologize that this is going to be a short one. Technical issues in the beginning. Fortunately, the old unplug the modem, plug the modem back in works, and fix that issue. How important is frames per second to the average Corker? For most people, not. I think the real thing that frames per second comes into matter is with sports, because even most channels do not air 60 frames per second. Is it possible to get an indoor antenna that works well in getting locals? Yeah, there's many ones. Antennas Direct, Mohu, RCA, Winegard. There's a whole bunch I'm not even thinking of that offer great over-the-air TV reception in an indoor format. Of course, you're never going to get as good of a reception with an indoor antenna as you would get with an outdoor antenna. Just keep that in mind. Thank you, Bobby. I will enjoy some time with family. All right, get those questions in about 5-10 more minutes. We'll wrap this up. Don't forget, we're giving away a Fire TV Recast DVR, Fire TV Stick 4K, and a $100 Netflix gift card. Terms and conditions are over at CoreCarsNews.com. Very first story at the top if you're watching this live. Of course, otherwise I'll have a red bar across the top right there promoting it. But you have until next Monday to enter the giveaway. Do you think we'll ever be able to get a build your own streaming service a la carte? Yes, but we're just not there yet. These things don't happen overnight. Laughter, always be careful when you see, deals that sound too good to be true from cable companies. There's always a catch in it. Would AT&T offer Wi-Fi without throttling? I'm sure they could. Is radio going all digital like TV services? No, I don't think radio is, from my understanding, going all digital. I think they're going to stay in the AM, FM bands like they are now. And you'll continue to get that for quite some time. All right. Home Shopping Network just offered an outdoor antenna for $119, but I don't remember the manufacturer. $119 is about average for many outdoor antennas. Of course, there's some more expensive, there's some cheaper, but that's right in the middle. Fubo would have been the best service on the market if they pulled in ESPN. I think a lot of people agree with you, Matt. Problem is ESPN means you also have to carry all the other Disney channels, which are very expensive. And ESPN is very expensive. All right, I'm glad you found the NBC News Now. I believe we call it NBC News Now service. Do you know when Disney Plus will be available on Roku? They made it sound like that Disney Plus will be on Roku day one in November when it launches in November. Do you have a DVR preference? No. Again, it kind of comes down. I think some of the best ones are good. TiVo, Channel Master, HD Homerun, Tableau DVRs. Those are just a handful of the ones that really have always stood out, and I think most of our readers use. What's the best antenna with an amplified antenna bar from Walmart? I would say maybe the RCA, the Mohu, or the Antennas Direct. Those are the ones I would recommend you point to. Any news on the NFL AT&T network dispute? Not at this time, unfortunately. No new news. Luke, I read a story that the cable companies will not negotiate prices reducing longer. Well, if they won't negotiate with you, switch to their competitors. I read that too, but people have been saying that for years. There really wasn't much to it other than an analyst saying that they're less likely to do it. It's kind of one of those personal opinions things. For manufacturers, what do I recommend for outdoor antennas? Pretty much all the same. All the ones I listed earlier, WineGuard, Mohu, Antennas Direct, RCA, those are the ones I recommend. I was in Best Buy Monday and was able to help a gentleman to buy a cable modem for his home to replace the Mediacom router that saved him $10 a month. Yeah, Richard, buying a modem for your home will save you money, and it adds up pretty quickly. Chromecast Ultra or TCL Roku TV. I would go with the TCL Roku TV. It's just two main reasons. It has a lot more app support than the Chromecast, but the Chromecast does really well in that. That's not the issue it used to be. But the problem with the Chromecast I have is, you have a babysitter come over, you have your parents come over, and let's say you're going on a date night and the babysitter's watching the kids. Well, are they going to be able to cast their content to your Chromecast? I mean, the thing I like about Roku and the Apple TV and the Fire TV is having that physical remote. Now, if you had asked me about Android TV, because Android TV has a Chromecast built into it, that may be a good middle ground, because then you still have the remote for things like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, if you have a babysitter come over, but you can still use the Cast for My Phone feature of Chromecast. Cable companies won't have a monopoly for long, though. The thing with cable companies is they already lost a monopoly on TV. TV is no longer a monopoly. There's typically at least one other competitor with at least DSL there. You have 5G, fixed wireless, space internet, fiber rolling out. In 2 to 3 years, it's very likely that you'll have 3, 4, or more options for home internet on the low end, up to 10 years on the high end. But the truth is that this monopoly that cable has is just not going to be around much longer. So if you have any questions, get in. I'm just going to answer about 2 more, and then I need to run. Unfortunately, again, thanks for being patient with me. I apologize about our internet issues earlier, and we're going to try to make sure that that does not happen again. So thank you greatly for everybody who came back and rejoined us after I had to restart the modem. I do apologize. This will be for today, the last Q&A for a few months in this location. I love my NVIDIA Shield with built-in Chromecasts. They are, a lot of people love their NVIDIA Shields. It's a great device. Luke, do I like Marvel or DC? Sometimes they're not. I am on Wi-Fi, but that's not the problem. AT&T is the problem. My parents swapped over to AT&T Internet, and guess what? The AT&T Internet is just not working very well. All right, everybody, we're going to wrap this up because it looks like the internet's failing here, and I will get that fixed before I come back up here again. But I hope I'm going to get AT&T out here for my parents to take a look at that. But don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow for Corker and Q&A. Thankfully, those are pre-recorded, not live streamed, and we'll go from there. All right, everybody, I hope you take care. I hope you have a fantastic day. I will see you next week. I'm going to quickly play an ad. Hang in there, watch the ad, because it really helps us support Corker's News. And for everybody not seeing the ad, thank you so much. Great to see so many of the compliments and the donations, the super chats. Really appreciate it. I apologize if I did not get to your question today. Make sure to go over to our Facebook group. Facebook's just search for Cord Cutting Tech Support. There's a group with almost 58,000 people in it, 59,000 almost. So make sure to go over there and check that out. So I hope everybody has a fantastic day. I apologize about the poor internet quality today. We'll get that fixed. Take care, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow for our daily. I'll see you next week for our live Q&A from another location with better internet. Take care, everybody.